Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another videos. The paid request this time for Kyle. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, pretty much any type of topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, video game playthroughs, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both things are down below in the info box. And this is for the Slim Shady show from 2001. This is one of the worst animated things I've ever seen in my life. Maybe not as bad as Food Fight, but this was so hard to sit through. And thank God it was only 46 minutes long. Because 46 minutes long is like a couple like mini episodes put together. Voiced by Eminem, who voices a lot of the characters. And the dialogue is... You might as well say Rob Zombie wrote the script. The animation is terrible. It makes South Park look like Pixar. The characters, you have Slim Shady. You have his son Marshall Mathers, both voiced by Eminem. You have this guy named Big D, this big black guy. You have this other guy, which I forget what the hell his name was, but I guess you get the idea that he may be gay. But that he's talking like this. And I think there's a girl in the group, but she's not in a lot of the misadventures these characters go through. And I don't even know where to start. It just... They steal money and Viagra from their aunt. Slim's trying to get Marshall Mathers laid. And a lot of it's kind of, let's try to make fun of as many celebrities as we can. Imagine South Park without the wit and without the creative juices flowing. And thinking that thinking that South Park was just vulgarity, and that's it. Vulgarity with no point. So there's Leonardo DiCaprio, and they go, "You look like a Titanic bitch," and Leo's voice is high pitched, and they beat him up. And they actually reference South Park. Like, they have South Park characters in this. I guess under, yeah, you could show them if it's parody. I can only assume that's the only way they didn't get sued. The South Park guys never realized this existed, which I don't blame them because I didn't know this existed. But like Officer Barbrady from South Park stops him, and they see the South Park kids, because it's those kids that beaten the Slim Shady kids at some game, and they give Cartman X-Lax, and they give all four of the kids Viagra. So they're standing there, and then, phew, they did a hard on, and the one guy seems like he's going to hit on Cartman, and another kicks him, and they kidnap Kenny. And I'm sitting there going, how the hell did they not get sued? Again, I can only assume under parody that's the only reason. Okay, they changed the color scheme a little bit. But like, you have a guy that looks like Chef. And let's say the animation is just very, again, like old South Park. But again, even that to be a little like Pixar compared to this. And it's just so annoyingly boring. Where after they kidnap Kenny, they go back to their place, and then Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are outside, and they're saying lines like, "Hey, is that Ben ass fuck?" Because that's how witty the dialogue is. So it's Matt and Ben Affleck gets beaten, and they're trying to get Matt Damon to admit, "You guys didn't really write that script, did you?" No, we didn't write this script. We just blah blah blah. And then Mr. T comes by, the steel tinny. And then they watch the TV, and there's, instead of Christina Aguilera, it's Christina Dadarella. At one point they're driving, and instead of NSYNC, it's the Instinct bus. They go to a George Michael's concert, and there's a glory hole. Some Shady is trying to get Marshall Mathers to go get a piece of Christina Dadarella's poontang. It says, "You drop your balls on the table and say, 'Sign these, bitch.'" Fred Savage, they just go, "How did a cute kid be a dumb, ugly motherfucker?" It's literally like just like if Eminem had a list of celebrities he hated and said, "I'm going to animate a 40-some minute thing where there's barely a plot, barely anything going on, just, okay, I'm going to make fun of this person, I'm going to make fun of this person, I'm going to make fun of this person, I'm going to make fun of this person. Okay, we make fun of Leonardo DiCaprio, then we make fun of Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, then we make fun of Christina Aguilera, then we make fun of Fred Savage, then we make fun of, who else? Robert Downey Jr., then we make fun of Haley Joel Osment, then we make fun of Screech." But again, there's no intelligence, wit, anything to this. And the plot just meanders around, if you want to call it plot. Nye doesn't get laid from Christina Gadarella, but then something happens and he's going to be cast into this wannabe Armageddon. But then he decides to have a tantrum, so it wrecks the set. Then at one point the group is in a cave where Bad Entertainment's going to be buried. And they open up the canisters and there's these VHS tapes of stuff like Armageddon, Free Jack. Let me tell you something. Free Jack is not an A+ movie. It's a hell of a lot better than this shit. Armageddon, I'm not even the most gun-ho fan of it. There are elements I like about it, though. And that's way, way better than your movie. That's the thing. You can't talk crap about someone when you made this. Because this is utter crap. This is the worst thing I've seen Eminem do. Or be involved with. The worst thing. The only saving grace is only 40-some minutes long. So because they're there and they weren't supposed to be there, they get put into prison. You're introduced to the term Arabian goggles, which is putting your balls on someone's face while they're sleeping. In order to survive, they decide to bring drugs in. So then they take a big shot at Robert Downey Jr. And like this stuff I just didn't find funny. It's like trying to be shot for shot value. It's supposed to automatically equal laughs. So they have the drugs. They're not paying attention, and Robert Downey Jr. went in and did most of the drugs. And then this guy, Daryl Strawberry, and I'm like, the baseball player? Who our main group don't like, but needs to help for a bit. He doesn't like that Robert Downey Jr. got all the drugs, so he burns them up to ashes. They start showing up the ashes. Then they realize what Daryl Strawberry's done, that you store up the drugs from the ashes of Robert Downey Jr. So they get probably the only other recognizable voice. Exhibit is in the movie. I forget the character he plays, but Exhibit is pretty much there to say a few lines and kill Daryl Strawberry. There's a bit where an ex-girlfriend of Slim Shady comes by and says, "Hi, you got these fake boobs for me and I'm rich." And Slim Shady goes and pulls the fake boobs out. Says, you get us out of here, you get these back. Which is what happens. That's how they get out of jail. Then at one point they do a seance. And just really bad taste humor. Like, for example, one of them is Kurt Cobain. But when he appears, he has no face. Yeah, just really bad, lame jokes. The last bit is there's Screech, and sorry about the background noise, people doing stuff outside. But yeah, there's Screech, and they think he's a narc. They're doing something where they're selling drugs like pop brownies or stuff, and there's Haley Joel Osment, and for some reason they have a bone to pick with him, because they grab him and they put him in an oven and then fricassee his ass. Let's say they think Screech is a narc. The one guy wants to hit on Screech, so he kills a couple animals and dresses up in this garb. Don't know why. Screech is like, I'm not a narc. Supposed to deliver these drugs, put them in his rectum. I think for this concert or something. But they explode, and he's affected by the drugs. So he sees that one guy, he freaks out, runs off into the street, gets hit by a truck, and his head pops off. I forget who it was. It was like they... Oh, they take a shot at the Beastie Boys as well. There's the people driving that truck is the Beastie Boys. And Eminem's like, why you guys still don't dress like that? And the Beastie Boys, yeah, but, it's cool and it works with the 14-year-olds. So now they're calling the Beastie Boys pedos. Again, it makes Eminem seem like a pansy and a butthurt bitch with whatever beef he has with these people. Like, I'm gonna make fun of them and don't make fun of the Beastie Boys and Haley Joel Osment, like for no reason. It's like, again, they watched South Park, but they didn't understand what made South Park popular. To the point that, again, they even have South Park in there where they take shots at it or whatever it is, or they have them in there, they take shots at them, or they have it in there to show this is what we're trying for. I don't know. I would assume that's what Eminem was going for, a South Park type of. And obviously it was so successful that no one remembers this, and it didn't go for that long, and there's never any sequels or anything in between. Put into obscurity as it deserves. You can find it on YouTube if you're gung-ho to watch it. If you're dying to find out about it, be my guest. But again, the dialogue feels like it's written by a 5th grader who's trying to be a tough guy. Someone that got buttered by a lot of celebrities. Shot jokes that they think is going to elicit laughs. And cheap-ass animation. And I'm like, dude, again, with all the people and all the movies you trash, you have no right to talk with when you release even more of an epic trash like this. If I did a top 10 list of the worst animated things I've seen, this would be on the list. I don't know what else because I can't remember them. Like, Food Fight would be on there. This would be on there. Oh, that one I saw, the Christmas special thing, I forget what it was called. That would be on there, and I forgot what the hell it was called. Damn it. But, because I was requested to do a reaction to it, it's on the channel. This awful, like, Christmas special thing. But anyway, this would definitely be in their top 10. Maybe top 5, I don't know. I mean, it's sad that I'd rather watch Santa Inc. than this. And that's an awful, at least I could visually look at it and it's appealing claymation animation, but the content is garbage. Here, everything is garbage. But with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.